In the early 2000s, Southeast Asia was facing a growing number of threats. With political instability, insurgent groups, and the rise of transnational terrorism, the region had become a volatile hotbed for conflict. ASIS, Australia's premier intelligence agency, was faced with an urgent mission to neutralize a dangerous terrorist group that had been linked to bombings, kidnappings, and attacks on Western targets. This mission was known as Operation Cascade, and its success would prove vital in protecting Australian citizens and interests in the region. The operation began when ASIS received credible intelligence that a large terrorist network, with strong ties to global jihadist groups, had established a stronghold in the region. The network was planning multiple high-profile attacks targeting Australian assets, including embassies and expatriates. The group was known for its brutal tactics, including bombings and kidnappings of Western citizens. ASIS's task was clear: infiltrate the network, gather intelligence, and dismantle it before it could carry out its deadly plans. ASIS agents were deployed to Southeast Asia, where they began working undercover within the local population to gather critical intelligence on the terrorist group. The agents faced immense challenges as the group operated under the radar, with cell members scattered across multiple countries, using encrypted communications and counter-surveillance techniques to avoid detection. To combat this, ASIS agents relied on a combination of human intelligence, HUMINT, surveillance, and electronic intelligence, SIGINT, to track the movements of key operatives. The agents also needed to navigate the complex political landscape of Southeast Asia. The countries where the group operated were unstable, and in many cases, local authorities were either unwilling or unable to combat the rising tide of terrorism. ASIS worked closely with international intelligence agencies, including the CIA, MI6, and regional law enforcement, to share intelligence and coordinate actions. This global cooperation would prove to be a key element in the success of Operation Cascade. One of the most critical components of the operation was the identification and location of key members of the terrorist group. ASIS operatives infiltrated local communities, building relationships with informants and developing networks that could provide real-time information about the group's activities. They also gathered intelligence on the group's financing, weapons caches, and training facilities. This information was vital in understanding how the network was operating and how to dismantle it effectively. Through the intelligence gathered, ASIS was able to uncover several planned attacks, including a bombing campaign aimed at Australian diplomatic missions and businesses in the region. By intercepting communications and tracking the movements of key operatives, ASIS was able to prevent these attacks before they could be carried out. They also identified and neutralized several bomb-making facilities and weapon caches that the group had set up across the region. As the operation progressed, ASIS worked closely with local military and law enforcement units to conduct a series of raids aimed at capturing or eliminating key members of the terrorist group. These raids led to the arrest of several high-ranking operatives and the dismantling of the group's infrastructure. The intelligence gathered by ASIS also helped to identify other terrorist cells operating in the region, leading to further arrests and disruptions of planned attacks. The success of Operation Cascade had far-reaching consequences. It not only prevented multiple attacks against Australian interests, but also contributed to the broader global fight against terrorism. The operation demonstrated ASIS's ability to operate in highly complex and hostile environments, using a combination of intelligence gathering, covert operations, and international collaboration to protect national security. ASIS's role in Operation Cascade underscores the agency's dedication to ensuring the safety of Australians, both at home and abroad. The mission also highlights the often unseen work of intelligence agencies in the fight against global terrorism. While the full details of the operation remain classified, its impact was significant. Through their efforts, ASIS agents ensured that Australian citizens in Southeast Asia remained safe from imminent threats, proving once again that intelligence work, though invisible to the public, is one of the most powerful tools in protecting national security.